Last week I was scrolling through Twitter and I stumbled on a tweet from David Bland. It said, experiment with your customers, not on your customers. David, along with Alex Osterwalder, wrote one of my favourite books. It's called Testing Business Ideas. And David was actually nice enough to jump on a call with me last week and talk more about it. And on the call, he strongly advocated being ethical in business, especially when you're building new products and services.
Let's shape the conversation a little bit more to be ethical in our experimentation and really experiment with our customers and not on our customers.
Ethics are moral principles that govern a person's behaviour or conducting of an activity. In this case, the process of testing business ideas. It's so important to have a moral compass in business. That's why we should be fostering ethical behaviour in entrepreneurs. David actually shared 4 key points about ethics in product development. Number 1 relates to testimonials.
In ethics, one of the things I say don't do is don't put fake testimonials on your page.
Other than the fact that it's completely wrong, it suggests that you need to lie to get social proof for your idea. So this is something we definitely need to be encouraging people to stop doing. Number 2 is to think about how could your ideas be misused? And you want to do this especially before you start building them.
And I've worked in a lot of interesting, startups in the past, in financial services and defense and analytics. And I often look back and I go, wow, if that was in different hands, how would that technology be used?
I'm sure you've experienced it before, because I certainly have, where you've got an idea and then you just want to get on and build it. But what we need to do is stop for a moment and think about it first. What are the potential consequences of our ideas in the future? Number 3 is to hire more diverse teams. Diverse teams aren't only a great way to build more innovative solutions, they can also help you avoid bias in your product development.
And I think it's just too easy to surround yourself with people that look just like you, and then you all kind of nod your head and agree. But then, you look at some of these online platforms, and if you've never dealt with systemic harassment online or in life, then you wouldn't think that your platform could enable that behavior. But if you had some diverse perspectives on your team at the time you were building it, I'd like to think that you would have considered it in your design. So I don't think there's one solution, but certainly having diverse teams help as far as experiences and backgrounds and perspectives. I just think that's one way that we can at least start rectifying some of this.
I don't know about you, but the best teams that I've worked on have definitely been the ones that have been more diverse. Number 4, don't be afraid to challenge or push back against unethical practices in experimentation.
When you're working on stuff and you're asked to experiment in a certain way, and I was in a clubhouse room with Lex Roman on this, who I used to work with back at Neo recently. She's amazing. And there were a lot of situations where people were talking about, here's how I handled being asked to do something that I thought wasn't ethical. And they framed it as just an experiment that would help drive a KPI. And, how you push back and how you challenge that notion of, well, I could just do that thing they asked me about. But if there's some implications here, like how would I go back to them and reframe it and say, well, I think this could lead to some manipulative behavior, dark patterns. So what could we do to maybe address this issue in a different way that doesn't involve manipulating the customer and the user?
We need to be proactive and take action to be ethical, even if it can be uncomfortable sometimes. So the 4 key points that I took from David are, number 1, don't write fake testimonials. Number 2, think about how your idea could be misused in the future. Number 3, hire diverse teams. And number 4, challenge unethical practices. Now, there are some good signs that we're starting to raise awareness around the importance of ethics in entrepreneurship, which is a promising thing, right?
I go to keynote addresses where people are talking about ethics and product development, so it does give me hope.
So we need to keep pushing the conversation about ethics in experimentation and business. If you aren't already, I highly recommend that you follow David on Twitter and LinkedIn. If for nothing else, his business memes are incredible. You'll thank me later. And if you found this video useful, why not give it a thumbs up? And also, since we're talking about spreading the message around ethics and business, why not share this video with someone that you think might find it useful? I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you later.